Hey everybody, we are back live, day 2 of our watch party and after shows. This time we're She-Hulk watch party and after show, episode 6 now with She-Hulk. And I'm Mike Sandoval, your host. And over here to my right,
once again, it is the J to the E to the double F. Ree. I am Jeffrey Harris, and welcome back to the MUSE TV watch party. Tonight, it's She-Hulk. Last night, it was Star Wars, Andor. Tonight, it's Marvel. It's She-Hulk. But we're still on Disney+, so we're keeping it in the family. And we've even got green graphics tonight. This is great. This is perfect.
We change colors depending on what we're doing. And today it's great.
Have we done back-to-back nights before? This is crazy.
This is the first time we've ever doing back-to-back nights. These are going to be the first time we've ever done more than a month and a half or month of shows.
Not counting the week off.
Not counting the week off.
Right.
I mean, we got a lot coming up, and luckily for us, for the rest of the time, we're pretty much going to be here Tuesdays.
All right. Well, tonight's She-Hulk. We're on episode 6 now, so we're over halfway done with the season. So we're rounding toward the last third of She-Hulk.
Yep.
After tonight's episode, we got our tease from Daredevil, or of Daredevil last week. We've seen footage of Daredevil, so we have an idea of what's going to happen when he meets Jennifer, She-Hulk. We don't know if that's happening tonight. What? Now you saw a preview earlier. Was that a leaked preview or a public preview?
Public preview from Marvel.
Okay. Okay. So what can you tell us about that?
It was pretty much just she goes to a wedding of a mutual friend, and Titania's there, suddenly showing up. I guess she's friends with them too, and causes.
Is it a character in the series we've met or know before?
No.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
Interesting.
And she's getting married, and Titania's there saying that she's a friend, and She-Hulk is like, Jennifer is like kind of like, well, she's the only reason here is because she wants to come back at me.
That's true, right? That's true, right?
So she kind of gives her a face, like showing that, damn right, that's why I'm here, but playing it off.
Okay. I mean, if Titania is going to continue on the show, I would just like to develop the character a little bit more. I want to know how she got her powers. I want to know more of who she is,
Yeah, exactly.
Give us some character development. I know it's not this isn't like a drama, but I would like to learn a little bit more about Titania.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to learn a little bit more as well.
Any other details that might be of interest for tonight's episode?
That's all I got, because that's all that they released that I saw today. So I don't think we're seeing Daredevil this episode.
Okay. Yeah, because it looked like when the footage we saw in Daredevil, it looked like they were on a mission together and they're trying to hunt they're tracking someone, like they're tracking a bad guy. They're on the trail of a bad guy. Now maybe there will be a scene that'll lead into the Daredevil appearance, but I don't know. But my hope is that by the end of the season it gets a little more, I don't want to say serious, but like a little more, there's a bit more intrigue, a bit more action adventure type work. Just because I'm still curious about what was Wong doing with Abomination, with Emil Blonsky, because none of that smells right to me. Do you really think Wong was just like, oh, I need a strong opponent to be the Sorcerer Supreme? Do you really think that's what that was about?
It sounds fishy to me, but
okay,
I don't think so. To be honest, especially when you look at what the situation was when you're watching Shang-Chi.
Right, but in Shang-Chi, they were in a fight in an underground fight club in Macau, and it didn't look like they were seriously fighting each other.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to make money as well.
Yeah, that's what it looked like they were doing.
You know, he needs to buy some sandwiches. He has to pay back Dr. Strange.
Again, that's why like they said all that and none of it really like, is that really? It didn't seem, because it didn't seem like that, but
yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know.
And today, even though this is not She-Hulk related, but it's Hulk related.
Yes.
And I'll bring that up right now. Give me a moment while I look for the footage. And you continue talking. And for some reason, it's not showing up. I don't know why I can't search for it, but let me get that right now. It is Hulk related. It was something special that happened today at Avengers Campus.
What happened at Avengers Campus?
Show you right now. Once I pull it up. Once I figure out my friend's.
You know that those pneumatic figures, those robotic figures they used for the Spider-Man on Avengers Campus are really impressive.
Yeah, they really are.
Like even those videos of like the figures failing to do, execute the stunt, but the fact that they built these figures to do those stunts is like crazy. It's amazing.
Oh, I agree.
And what was neat at D23 in the World of Dreams exhibit, you could like see the figures they use at Avengers Campus. You could see up close just how intricate they are. It's and the Imagineers have really been at the forefront of this for decades.
Yeah, they really have.
Just going back to like the original Pirates of the Caribbean.
I agree.
And that reminds me, because Monday night, I was at the Disney Studio lot in Burbank watching the 4K HDR print of the first Avatar movie. Oh, so what was that?
You got to see that?
Yeah, it was so for the upcoming re-release this weekend. So it was in the Frank G. Wells building, and in the building you could see they've had it like they have it there like out for display. The Walt Disney, the multi-plane camera.
Oh yeah.
So you can see how when Disney started making films, they were using this state-of-the-art camera rig where they could do multi-layers of animation cells like on top of each other and film it with a camera. And that was like state-of-the-art at the time.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, Disney was at Disney Animation, Walt Disney Studios, they were at the forefront of like cutting edge technology at every step of the game.
Yeah.
And it's just neat to, think about the innovation then and how, they're still, with the Imagineers and the theme parks, they're still doing innovative stuff.
Yeah, they really are. They're doing some really cool things, and I'm really like impressed with everything that they're doing.
Like these guys could be scientists with NASA or wherever.
Exactly.
And that's not a knock on them. It's just how like I think brilliant and smart and creative they are.
Yeah.
What they create and put together. It's
Exactly.
like awe-inspiring.
I agree.
Here we go. Is this what you wanted to show us?
That's just one of it. One of my friends actually was there for this really cool thing. Let me give you guys no sound.
Can I talk a little bit about the movie I saw last night?
Oh, here we go. Here he is.
Oh yeah.
Hey, thanks.
We're gonna take a quick photo with Hulk and Hulk.
That's pretty impressive.
I think what's impressive there is that the fingers can move. Do you think he has like Do you think in the arms there's like controls that can like articulate the fingers? There's got to be like controls in there or something.
Yeah.
I can't see how that. There's no way that suit is comfortable.
Oh, exactly.
I feel bad. I would feel bad for that suit. Like I want hazard pay for that suit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And if you want to follow him, that was from Zippity Doodad on Instagram.
Yeah.
He has a lot of great photos. We partner up on our theme park show, so he's kind of part of the MUSE TV family.
Oh, cool.
So check him out and follow him. He always is at the theme parks, really filming a lot of stuff at Disneyland.
Now,
so.
if I'm a theme park character player,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing a Banner Hulk or an Avengers Campus Hulk for the normal pay rate. So I hope that guy, whoever that suit actor is, I hope they're taking care of that guy.
Yep. What we saw at D23, they had a display of that's all 3D printed exoskeleton.
Right.
And we saw
the musculature.
Yeah, and it's really cool how they did it and how they put it together.
And I think did Banner come out during the theme park panel showcase on Sunday?
He came out for the theme park panel.
Yeah. But still, you got to have a strong constitution to be able to walk around in that kind of suit, right?
Yep, I agree.
Even walking around in that for 10 minutes looks like it would be. You have
to have excellent balance.
You would need good balance, and you would need very good stamina, I would think, and be in excellent shape.
Yep. And what sucks is that I'll be at Disneyland on Saturday, but we didn't get park hopper passes. We needed to cover the premiere over there at Disneyland.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be there, but I'm not gonna be able to see the Hulk.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Which I would love to see what it looks like firsthand. I also haven't been to Avengers Campus. I haven't been to California Adventure since 2019.
So the movie I saw last night was Olivia Wilde's "Don't Worry, Darling," and I just finished up my review, and the movie's getting hammered by critics right now, which is I don't think it's a good movie, but I'm still a bit surprised because Booksmart was so well reviewed, And the movie does have its strong points, but I mean, again, I guess I can see why it's being released in September now.
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie yet?
I have not seen it. I remember seeing the trailer at CinemaCon and it looked interesting. And also I loved Booksmart. So I was kind of like shocked when I saw it was a different take. I liked it from the trailer, but now hearing this and reading different reviews, I'm kind of like,
I think
happened.
And I'm not trying to be mean because I don't. I mean, look, I don't know Harry Styles, and I don't like
what you're trying to say is
I'm not because I mean when I don't like something, there's a person on the other end of it, so it's not like I hate him as a person, but he is the weak point of he is like the big weak point of the movie, and it's a problem because his character is such an important character in the movie. In his inexperience and lack of acting chops just shows. But then, like the guy who was originally in that role was Shia LaBeouf, and I can't really picture Shia LaBeouf in that role either.
Yeah,
I could maybe picture him in Chris Pine's role. Chris Pine is, I think, the best actor in the movie, but I don't think he's utilized very well in the movie. So, and Florence Pugh is very good, and she really gives it her all. And like you can tell, she's really giving it her all for this performance. It's just like midway through, it just kind of falls apart, and then it just ends with a thud. And I was just, and it's repetitive, but I can see what Olivia Wilde was trying to do here.
Yeah. Do you think like there was some on-set drama because we've seen Harry Styles?
What what movie doesn't have
Exactly.
what movie doesn't have on-set drama, you know?
Yeah, but usually you don't see it in public.
Titanic had,
Mm-hmm.
you know, everyone thought Titanic. We're talking 1997, by the way. But I vividly remember at that time, everyone thought Titanic was going to bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a bomb, and people were not confident it was going to do well. And then there were all sorts of reports of problems on set during filming, all sorts of issues. But it came together, and it became like, and it became the biggest movie of all time when it came out. So, not that this is a Titanic situation, but
Yeah.
you know, lots of movies. It's not necessarily a recipe for disaster when there's like weirdness going on set.
Yeah, exactly.
But with this movie, it did seem to
Is out.
I don't want to say fizz out, but like it was going, like there was so much hysteria around this movie that it did, I think, overshadow the movie. But I guess we'll see what happens this weekend.
Yep. Well, in other movies, Marvel related, I don't know if you saw Deadline's headline that Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer are writing the new Fantastic Four film.
Jeff Kaplan's the creator of Overwatch, right?
I believe so.
Is it the same Jeff Kaplan?
I do not know. But they
like, is this why he left Blizzard?
I don't know, but he wrote Palm Springs.
Or is this a different Jeff Kaplan? No, this is not the same Jeff Kaplan.
Okay, it's a different Jeff Kaplan.
It's a different. Because when I was like, why was that name sound so familiar? It's Jeff Kaplan is the original director. You know the game Overwatch, right?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Wait a minute. So I didn't even know there was like another, like a screenwriter named Kaplan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if there's more information here.
Yep.
Disaster Wedding. So they're a screenwriting duo. They sold a number of spec scripts. So it looks like they're giving some new guys on the block like a shot at this film. So I guess we'll see.
All they're gonna do.
Yeah, so if they're only coming onto the script now, we could still be a ways off from casting, really.
Yeah. I would say another year. Because it's gonna come out at the end of 2020.
Right. I mean, look, sometimes projects like, especially with Marvel, they get the casting ahead of time. You know, with projects, especially if it's a character like we want to see over multiple films.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they may be casted already, and they're not ready to announce it.
It's maybe for a couple roles, and I'm sure they have some ideas in mind. But if they're only just getting to the script now, it means we could still be waiting a while to hear a lot of the casting announcements.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But year, I mean, look, it's moving along, and if they don't have writers now for X-Men, we could be waiting even longer for X-Men.
Well, there's a rumor that X-Men is still a long ways off before we even see it.
I don't think that's wrong at this point.
Mm-hmm. I think that because it's kind of in a hard situation, especially if maybe it would have been different if the last film did well, but the last film didn't do well. It didn't make that much money.
I think the problem is that by the time when the last X-Men movie came out in 2019?
Yes.
So Dark Phoenix came out. So by that movie was so bad, and by that point we already knew about the Fox Marvel acquisition, or had it already happened?
Yeah, the merger had already happened.
When did the merger complete?
I think it was early 2019. because it was announced like late 2017, if I remember correctly.
Because it took about what I recall. Okay, so it was early 2000. So by the time Dark Phoenix came out, the merger was complete.
Mhm.
So, we knew it was complete in early 2019. And I guess since that time we thought, okay, like they're gonna start right away, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of contract reasons with the old guard of X-Men or whatever. But I think people were a little impatient and thought like, okay, it's gonna happen. Maybe not like within the next 2 years, but like 3 or 4 years. But now and then we had the pandemic. So now it's really, I guess it's going to be more like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
These things take time.
Yes.
Corporate bureaucracy takes time, Mike.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And it's sometimes.
And look how long it's taking just to get a new Daredevil series. They had to wait for the Netflix rights to expire. The Netflix because the shows were exclusive to Netflix for a while. So they had to wait for that to expire. Then they had to make new deals with everybody.
Yep.
And now we're not like, we know we're getting Daredevil, but we're not getting it until 2024.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So 2024, the last Daredevil season was when?
2017, if I believe correctly.
I want to look at season 3. 2018. So think about that.
2018.
It's going to be 6 years.
Sheesh.
6 years between seasons 3 and 4.
Damn.
Man. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, it's not going to be.
I don't like thinking about that.
What's also too is the fact that they're saying it's not a season 4, that it's going to be a season 1 and a brand new.
Yeah, I've heard that Cox said it's basically a reboot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, if it maybe it's just going to be like, okay, we're bringing back all the same actors, but we're not going to pay strict content. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to use the same actors, but we're going to do our own thing with everyone, and we're not going to focus too much on acknowledging the original series.
Yeah.
The original series was not without its flaws, but I mean, that first season.
That first season was great.
Was on point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did the show lose its way at times later in its run? Yes, I think it did. Do I want them to just rework Bullseye from the ground up? Yes, most definitely. But I mean, to just throw out. I hope they don't throw out the whole show.
Or do you want to see Colin Farrell return as Bullseye?
Not Colin Farrell. I mean, it's bad enough. It's bad enough they're doing a sequel to Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Not that I dislike Keanu. It's like, do you remember that movie? It was
I sure
they're making. It wasn't that good.
It wasn't.
Like, are we just gonna make? Are we gonna make a sequel to every Keanu thing now?
Yes, they're gonna go back to the well. We're not going to do anything new. We're just going back to the well.
Can you think of a random Keanu Reeves movie that hasn't had a sequel yet? Like, okay, Speed 3. Speed 3. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock reunite. How about it? The movie we wanted the first time around in Speed 2, but this time it's actually Keanu and Sandra Bullock.
Anything's possible. But
the original Speed is lit, my man. It's a good movie.
Sequel I'm looking forward to from Keanu Reeves is John Wick next year. That's
okay, but now look, we got Matrix 4, we got Bill and Ted 3, we're getting Constantine 2.
Yeah, Bill and Ted 3.
Over 17 years after the fact.
Yeah.
17 years ago. So how's about we get Speed 3. Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves back together again. How about it? Sandra Bullock she has still got the fire, man.
Oh, she does.
She is still great every day of the week.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying.
What was it? Lost City? What was her movie with Channing Tatum?
Lost City, wasn't it?
That was like, it did well. It was okay. It was not bad, you know?
Yeah, it was actually really good. I liked it.
I
was shocked, actually. That movie shocked me. I wasn't expecting much, and
I'd be less surprised at this point. Less surprised if Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves made a Speed 3. Or like Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder made it, and Gary Oldman made Bram Stoker's Dracula 2. I'd be less surprised by those sequels than freaking Constantine 2. You know?
Yeah.
But how about Bram Stoker's Dracula 2 with Keanu Reeves? Let's get Keanu and Winona Ryder in there. Yeah. Yes.
Might as well. So sure, they're doing everything else now.
But you don't seem enthusiastic about my Speed 3 idea.
I liked Speed. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Speed 2 killed it for me.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you could bring it back.
What killed Speed 2?
Keanu wasn't in it.
Exactly. No offense, Jason Patrick. People wanted Keanu in that movie, right?
Yep.
So it's about the chemistry of Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. So let's get Speed 3 done. Keanu and Sandy back together. What do you think?
If it happens, I'll be shocked.
What?
But Speed 2
I'm giving you gold here, Mike, and you're trampling all over it.
I know, but
okay. Well, speaking of sequels, Beverly Hills Cop 4, which is for a fact happening.
Yes.
What do you think about that? They're filming it right now. They're filming it in California.
I know where they're filming it. I know who some of the people who are in it that they haven't announced yet.
Oh.
So, because a friend of mine is in it. And yeah, it's interesting. I think how can I
guess who they guess who we know who's
coming to America.
We know who's back now. Now we know Paul Reiser is back.
Yep.
John Ashton from the first two movies is back. Bronson Pinchot is back. And
favorite.
Did I say Judge Reinhold?
Nope, you did not.
Judge Reinhold is back. Billy is back. Billy is back. But did they get the composer?
I do not know.
We need Harold Faltermeyer. They got him back for Top Gun. They got to get him back for Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah.
We need Harold Faltermeyer back.
And this movie's gonna go to Netflix, right?
It's according to Hollywood Reporter, it's a one-time licensing deal between Netflix and Paramount. Damn. So Netflix license. Okay, we're gonna license out Beverly Hills Cop from one movie and put it on our platform, and it makes sense. You know why it makes sense? Because Netflix needs content right now. Eddie Murphy. What was that?
So does Paramount Plus.
You think Paramount Plus is going to be around a year from now?
Yeah, because they've already put Showtime into Paramount.
2 years from now?
Yeah, it will.
I don't think so.
Because of Showtime.
In the long term, I don't think it's going to survive.
Because it's going to survive because of Showtime. All the Showtime content, all the Showtime stuff they have. Movie-wise, what saves Paramount Plus is Star Trek.
But Paramount could probably make more money selling Star Trek to another streamer, you know?
True.
because I think they're losing money. I think the issue is they're losing money on Paramount Plus, but it's gonna be straight to Netflix. And look, Eddie Murphy has he had a theatrical hit recently?
Not that I know of.
Like,
Coming to America didn't come out in theaters. It went straight.
it went straight to Amazon, but that was more from the pandemic, I think.
Yeah.
But you have to think Eddie Murphy's not he's not a bankable draw anymore. He's not like a theatrically viable draw anymore.
Yeah.
And
he's
Netflix,
not that guy from Raw. He's an adult now.
Right.
He's a grandpa.
And Netflix did have his Dolomite movie, and it probably did well there.
Yeah.
So there's that. We know Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in it. Taylor Page is in it. I still think it's funny that John Ashton is coming back, because they didn't bring him back for the third movie, which came out 28 years ago.
Yep.
The last movie is 28 years old now.
I can't believe
that. Goodness gracious. That's
crazy. I remember when it came out.
Oh my God.
That last one was terrible.
It's
right.
Park.
Yeah.
So they're making a sequel to a movie, like the last movie didn't even do well. So they're really bucking on nostalgia here. But since it's a streaming movie, they don't have to worry about theatrical box office, and that's kind of just the thing with streamers,
Exactly.
But I'm very happy. How old is Judge Reinhold? Is 65 now. Good God,
that's crazy.
Oh man, I'm. You know what though? I'm glad he's coming. I'm glad he's coming back.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Judge Reinhold, especially Brad in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Damn, he was awesome.
He was an actor. He was around in the 80s. He was, he had some fun character roles in the 80s and 90s, and now he's finally he's getting one more, big shot here.
Exactly.
Wait, is he back in the Santa Claus film? The TV show? Are they bringing him back for that?
Do not know. No, they don't have him.
What about David Krumholtz?
David Krumholtz. Shoot.
He's like because he was like his assistant.
Yeah.
His head elf.
Damn. Nope.
But I do like but connecting this to She-Hulk, we got Bronson Pinchot back as Serge.
Yeah.
And Bronson Pinchot was the other half of Perfect Strangers, who the dad in She-Hulk is Mark Lim-Baker.
Yeah.
Who was the other co-lead of Perfect Strangers. So there's our She-Hulk connection.
Yeah.
We got the two leads of Perfect Strangers.
And then
I like Serge. I'm glad that Serge is back. I don't know what he's gonna be doing.
Is he gonna be an influencer now?
Because in the third movie he's selling these ridiculous guns. He's selling that ridiculous, and he gives him the floor model.
Yeah.
At the end. Oh my God.
Well, we got some comments coming in. Let's go through that. Parth Vader. What time does the episode come out?
Usually, so 11:50 p.m. Pacific time. That would be 2:50 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. And what do we like to do once the episode starts, Mike?
Bro, are you all seeing the chat at all? Yes, we just saw the chat. We are answering the questions, and now we're going to tell you how the watch party works here at MUSE TV. And what we do is that we be able to, once the episode comes on, which will be at around 11:50, we shut down their cameras, shut down the audio because of copyright reasons, aka we don't want to hit a copyright strike. And we will all together, we'll get on our Disney Pluses, watch the show, and then once the show is over, even if there's a post-credit scene, but I don't think there was a post-credit scene last week, right? Jeffrey? You're muted.
Not that I recall. I'm sorry about that.
So we'll come back after that post-credit scene if there is one, and then we'll discuss the episode, see what we thought, give it a grade at the end. Even though it's kind of hard to give these shows as a grade because of the fact that they're 30-minute shows and they're sitcom style. So, but we'll talk about it. That's one thing we'll definitely do. So that's the way the watch party works. And don't forget, next week next Tuesday, we'll be back with the Andor watch party. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can find out and you can be a part of the Andor watch party next week. Continue, Jeffrey.
I just don't, let's see. Darth Vader. I'm just looking at, okay. So, yeah. So once we get back, we'll share our thoughts. We will be doing, not like scene for scene, but we will talk about what happens in tonight's episode. We will go in depth. So if you don't want to get spoiled, if you're not watching along with us, you might want to wait and come back and watch the stream later. But we will have a spoiler discussion after the episode debuts tonight. That's how we like to do our post-episode discussion. After She-Hulk ends, when you guys think we will see Jennifer Walters again, like what future movie or show do you think she will be in next? That is a good question.
Yeah. I could guarantee.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. King Dynasty. Avengers King Dynasty. We'll definitely see her there.
King Dynasty and what's after in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Those would make sense. Especially Secret Wars if Secret Wars is like a battle world setting, but we don't know.
We don't know what it's going to be yet.
Yeah, like, are they going to bring in the Beyonder? Are they going to bring in the Beyonder for Secret Wars or what?
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy would be a good place to bring in the Beyonder in some way.
Yeah. Daredevil. I have a feeling we'll see her in Daredevil series since they're bringing Daredevil in.
That wouldn't be a bad idea to have her be a guest, because if they're doing 18 episodes of Daredevil, right?
Right.
So if they're doing 18 episodes in one season, there's going to be plenty of room for guest stars at some point.
Yeah. Definitely.
Plus, it's the Marvel. Like, if you look at the Marvel universe, team ups and guest appearances are baked into the DNA of Marvel comics and the Marvel history. I mean, that's how we got like Avengers in the first place. In the Marvel universe. So
exactly.
But I don't think it would make sense for her to be in Marvels.
Nah, because it's going to be off Earth.
If there's a story where Hulk shows up, because there's probably at some point there will probably be new things we haven't even heard about yet, right?
Yes.
But and the plan is to bring these characters into the movies at some point. So Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars would make the most sense.
Yep. Darth Vader. Would love to hear you guys discuss how MCU should handle Magneto / Charles and their backstory, considering Magneto being a child during the Holocaust was so key to his story. That is a good topic.
They're probably going to have I think they're going to have to update the backstories just like they updated Tony Stark's. Yeah. Tony Stark got his injuries in the comics in the Vietnam War. And then they updated it to, Afghanistan, Middle East conflict. Because of the war on terror.
Yeah. But to update Magneto and Charles, well, Magneto mostly. Magneto's going to be tough on how do you update him to the modern world.
I don't know what they're going to do, because I mean, they're not going to use Magneto. They're going to want to use Magneto at some point, and Kevin Feige is going to want to put his own spin on Magneto.
And that's like they could always do that Holocaust type of storyline and bring him in from another.
Yeah, but then how do you address Magneto's aging?
Multiverse. Come in from another universe.
No.
I mean, it sucks,
No.
but how are you going to do it? What would be the issue in this modern time?
How old is he? How old is he then?
I would think he would be in his 40s or 50s,
Okay.
depending on when they tell the story.
We're talking but we're talking about the Holocaust. We're talking about the 30s and 40s here.
Yeah,
It's 1922. It's 1922.
That's why it would be. What would you equate that to now, where you could bring?
It would have so a similar. You would probably have. As much as I would want to maintain that episode of the backstory, you will likely have to update Magneto with making him a victim of some sort of similar just genocidal, horrible period in human history, where he was subjected to a traumatic event.
Yeah, because it can't be based here in the United States, because that we
what
already
was
have.
that?
It can't. The character can't be based here in the United States. It has to be based somewhere else, because we already have too many characters that are here in the United States that pretty much started out here.
I would I don't know. I think it's going to be. Look, they've updated the Atlanteans. The Atlanteans now have this.
And they're in Mexico.
They have, how would you like they have this Aztec like South American kind of vibe now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were this
They even has a Mexicano body for freaking
so they were this ancient indigenous tribe.
Yeah.
But they had this underwater civilization,
Yeah.
So I could see a similar type of update happening to Magneto.
Yeah.
Where it's an event, just a horrible, barbarous event, a horrible period, a horrible point of human history, that happened in a later time, just, akin to with Tony Stark. They updated it from the Vietnam War to the War on Terror.
Yeah.
So I think something similar will be done to update Magneto, where that's analogous to updating Tony Stark from Vietnam War to the Middle East War on Terror kind of thing.
I think that's why we're not getting a.
But look,
anytime soon.
I don't know if Stan Lee and Jack Kirby ever said this, but I think the common comparison is that the analogy that's commonly made is Xavier is to Martin Luther King as Magneto is to Malcolm X, right? Yes. You've heard that analogy, right?
Yep.
And that's just kind of the they're kind of how they are. It feels Sladro. It feels good to be back.
Yep. Welcome back, Sladro.
Thank you, Sladro.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting down to the wire there. So we're in the final countdown now. So we're almost at our.
Yep, we're almost there for
episodes drop. You know what annoys me about Sony?
Where did this come from? What frame of reference does the whole Sony annoy?
I have my Spider-Man figure right here.
Oh, okay.
So why can't they just do a Spider-Man 2099 movie? Do a live I know Spider-Man 2099 is going to be in Across the Spider-Verse, but just do a standalone Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Why not? Because you're getting a Spider-Man movie, and if it's 2099, you don't have to worry about connecting it to any other thing. It can totally be its own thing. Because it's set in the year 2099. So you don't
universe.
What was that?
He wants a universe.
Okay.
Is it a good universe? Morpheus
Okay, but like
is not good.
I'm saying you can have your universe without worrying about like, is it connected to the MCU? Is it connected to blah blah blah?
Yeah.
You can keep 2099 fairly self-contained, and you could do like lots of just cool whiz bang futuristic sci-fi stuff in it.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
both like a sci-fi story and a superhero. It's a futuristic sci-fi story because
Yep.
of the 2099 setting.
Yep. Sladro, let's get to the comments because we're getting a lot of comments right now. So I watched Andor.
Yay.
Honestly, didn't need to be 3 episodes.
I think I think it just we needed just make 100-minute pilot. Give us a pilot movie instead of like, because the way they broke up those episodes just didn't make sense, and it clearly was not meant to be 3 episodes.
Yep. Exactly.
They could have even released it in theater. They could have released it in theaters and like a limited like weekend release, and probably even made a little bit of money.
Yep. Parth Vader, great discussion. I think it would be really interesting if we get a whole new story for Magneto, but would love to see Fassbender come back from the first class timeline. From the first class timeline.
I like Fassbender, but no. Sorry.
I like Fassbender, but I don't think they're gonna bring to bring him back at all.
Rejected Parth Vader.
Speaking of Sony, who do you guys see as the next torchbearer of the MCU? Do you think it will be Spidey, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel? Basically, who will be the new Iron Man?
See, I want to say I feel like it should be Spider-Man, but like Spider-Man, because of the Sony connection, it's so up in the air, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, the movies even set up Spider-Man as Tony's apprentice and all that, you know?
Yep.
But we don't know like what's going on with like when they're making the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, how many more movies he can do. It's just a weird situation there, you know? So and we can't really say X-Men or Fantastic Four because they're not even here yet.
Yeah. And it's hard to see who's going to lead in the next Avengers movie.
I guess that's kind of been people's issue with the MCU, is that they're trying so many new things, and they're bringing in so many new characters that they don't have like that one Iron. Even though, you know, there have been some success stories, it's like they don't have that one Iron Man character yet.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, is it going to be Captain America? He's the only
Sam. Well, I mean, they are doing a movie for Sam, so I guess we'll see.
Yep, exactly.
But the thing is, Sam's been around. Like, Sam was around before as the Falcon, and now he's like taking over.
Yeah.
The thing is about Iron Man burst onto the scene, and like he became the guy. And he was the first one of the MCU. His movie was the very first one.
Yep.
So we haven't had that like really breakout, just, you know, leading the charge yet. So it's not, and that's not a knock on Sam Wilson Cap. It's just kind of how things were set up and executed.
Yeah. Sladro, speaking of X-Men, I don't know why I see Onslaught becoming a thing after King.
If you were to do Onslaught, you really need to build it up. You can't do Onslaught right off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't even like Onslaught as a character.
Yeah.
Because you here's my problem with Onslaught's like an idea. He's not even like a real like Onslaught. Wait, what was the Onslaught? Was like an amalgamation of like Professor Xavier's negative emotions and Magneto's negative emotions, created like this evil, like psychic entity of like ultimate power, and that's Onslaught.
Darth Vader has,
and that's not very like an appealing villain. I'm sorry.
Darth Vader has the episode already.
Well,
We don't have the episode yet.
We're not there yet.
I still see episode 5 on there. But
We should be close.
yeah. Thoughts on Anthony we'll return to that after we get back because he got the episode already.
We should be getting it about now.
Lee Drew, exactly. Let's see. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
The-
All right, we'll talk
title
to you
just-
soon,
yeah.
guys.
We'll return as soon as this episode is over. Okay, I am back. I'm just finished the episode.
All right.
He's back as well.
Trevor Salter.
Label.
Well, that was another episode. I guess there was. So we got. So there are some shady types going after She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this webpage called Intelligentsia, which there is a like a group of supervillains in the comics called Intelligentsia. So I don't know if this is related. We don't know who is going after She-Hulk, but they want her blood, like the Wrecking Crew from earlier in the series. So
Yep.
I don't think Titania works for them,
but
basically they're like I don't know, like they're using Intelligentsia as like their website, so they're kind of like internet trolls. But then I don't know, they look like a very well funded lab is trying to get possession of her blood.
Exactly.
We don't know for what purposes. So maybe they're using Intelligentsia as a front to get like idiots, like idiot trolls on their side, kind of thing.
But while you get to that and you mentioned that, we'll go to Parth first. Did the name say hulking on the computer screen? It did say hulking.
I think that was the right
when they're in the lab.
Not Hulkling, not Hulkling, Hulking.
Hulking, yeah. Sladro, decent episode. Felt like this episode was actually a fun watch compared to the previous two.
I didn't.
It was fun.
It was mostly just sitcom fare, and I just didn't find it funny. Because I found the situations just really forced and just like, because they're based around comedy, but I didn't find any of the comedy funny, and it just felt very fake to me. Fakey.
I liked it. It was fun. It kind of moved along. It was a fun episode.
It's a short watch, I guess, and we are getting a bit more plot now, but but like the wedding antics just didn't do much for me.
Being somebody who was like her and only been invited to one wedding in his whole life, I kind of know what that's like.
Okay.
But it was
she met a nice guy who likes her and wants to, I guess.
And Parth Vader said it felt really cheesy. There were parts that were cheesy. I would agree.
It was very cheesy.
Yeah, there were some. But my thing is, where is this going in the story?
Well, I think well again, we have this Intelligentsia website, and it looks like, I assume that's how they recruited the Wrecking Crew. And I think the people behind the website are trying to get She-Hulk's blood for nefarious purposes.
Yep.
And now they might have they have that new syringe that might be able to pierce her skin. So we'll find out.
Sladro, yeah, super cheesy, but I mean, at this point, that's how it's going to be.
I mean, yeah, that's like, look, again, it's like a legal sitcom with some superpowered characters. It's not a superhero show. So yeah.
The lab though kind of was intriguing though at the end.
Yeah, I'm kind of
curious what it is.
Clearly, those were the guys who hired the Wrecking Crew to go after She-Hulk. They want her blood, or they want a sample of her DNA, and they now possibly have a means to get that. We don't know who it is or why. It would make sense if it's the leader.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
I'm really hoping this is how they bring the leader back in, and he's the guy behind this website.
Yeah.
And I guess making Intelligentsia sort of like updating it with kind of like internet trolling kind of thing, and like a YouTube, like using like a website like that as a front for them. I guess that kind of makes sense.
And also too, it kind of relates back to the film where he was using internet messaging in order to talk to Bruce.
All right. What were they using? I forget what they were using in that film.
I forgot to.
But they were like doing like some
Yeah, they were messaging.
some firewall messages, some
Yeah.
incognito messages.
Yeah.
I just need Daredevil already. We're gonna get Daredevil. We just don't know. Look, we know Daredevil will be in one of the last 3 episodes, so we just don't know when. This was episode 6. They have 3 more episodes. Daredevil will be in there somewhere.
Yep. Parth. Also, shouldn't lawyers be helping the guy that's getting divorced instead of just bleeding him dry?
Well, yeah, but he was faking his death he was faking his death to end the marriages rather than get like a legal divorce. So, and faking your death is against the law, as I recall, right? It's against the law to fake your death. So.
But let's be honest, fellas.
So they were getting him the best. They were getting him the best deal they could without going to court.
Yeah. But let's be honest, fellas. Yeah. When you have that argument right there in the office, don't we all want to just jump out of the window sometimes?
I mean,
but
not if it's that high. Not if it's that high.
Not that high. No.
But by the way, that Craig Hollister, Mr. Immortal, he is a character from the comics. Mr. Immortal is a character from the Marvel Comics.
Yep.
He doesn't look like the way he did today, but that is a Marvel Comics character.
Yep. It would make sense if it's the leader, to be honest, unless it's Ross trying to get the blood.
The thing is, if it was Ross, they wouldn't be able to use William Hurt. And it would make way more sense if it is the leader. It would just make all the sense in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Or because it wouldn't make sense if it's Emil Blonsky.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it could be. But if it leaves it to Blonsky, it kind of I don't know.
Well, I mean, clearly Blonsky was selling a pack of goods, but it would make sense if Blonsky was working with the leader as well. I think.
It'd be better to set a better setup for me, I think. At least he gets to see what he does.
Just because if you want to use Ross again, you can't use William Hurt. So, I mean, plus then if you tried to do Red Hulk, how would you even do that?
True. If you were gonna
who even plays if it's Red Hulk, who even plays Red Hulk?
Yeah. I was gonna say who would be a good replacement for William Hurt.
That's the problem. I don't know, because Ross is Ross even still around? I mean, I get they haven't really brought it up. Because remember, the last time we saw him was in Black Widow, which was set before Infinity War. So I'm not really sure. There was a brief fight with Titania, at least. I get the way Titania came off as really desperate, and what I mean by that, she's really, I don't know. I feel like she's really desperate to be popular and famous. She's, I don't know. So maybe she had a rough upbringing, and she really she wants to be this not like a superhero, but she really wants the attention that having superpowers will give her.
Yeah. Now Parth has a good interesting idea. Who is going to be Mallory's husband? I feel like Mallory is going to turn out to be a real suspect.
I don't think Mallory is a villain.
Don't think.
Do you think she is? I just feel like she's
possible.
I just feel like she's being private about her private life.
It's possible. Or she could be married to
maybe she's married to Blonsky. Maybe she's another one of the pen pals.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they should recast Ross. Just have the guy from The Hobbit, the other Ross, take over as his cousin or something.
Now, Mallory was in the comics. Did she even have a husband in the comics?
I don't know.
I'm looking at her profile right now. I don't see. Yeah. Let's see.
While you're looking at the profile,
in the comics, she's single and doesn't have kids. So I don't know.
Sladro, I would like to see A-Bomb one day.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, it'd be nice if we could get Rick Jones, but they never introduced Rick Jones in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to get A-Bomb, you would have to introduce Rick Jones.
Yeah.
Something they've yet to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the comics, like Rick Jones was the guy Hulk was Banner was trying to save from the gamma explosion, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do it that they rewrote the origin, and it didn't have a Rick Jones aspect. So there's no Rick Jones in the MCU as of yet.
Yeah.
So it looks like do you think Jen is going to keep going out with Josh?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a continuing storyline.
All right. Well, that was She-Hulk episode 6, so we're still waiting for Daredevil.
Yep. We are still waiting for
tonight's episode was a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Same here.
Was what it was. I mean, it was short, it was quick. It's easy viewing.
Mm-hmm.
I like Tatiana Maslany, and we got a little more plot development, but it's just the comedy's just not really working for me. Just overall not all that funny to me, but the show's doing its thing. It is what it is.
Sladro, also, do you think we'll get Maestro soon or not?
I'd like to see Maestro, but that's like to do a Maestro. Like you would really need to do a new Hulk movie to do a Maestro story.
And I think that would be down the line.
Maybe we could see Maestro in Secret Wars as like a multiverse character. I would love to see Maestro. I just don't know how you do it right now.
Yeah. Have you guys watched
Yeah, a little bit. It's been a while though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Unfortunately. But my rating on the show tonight is I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
You seem to like it a lot more at first though.
I do.
I figured you'd give it a 7.
I'm not saying it's 7 through 10 quality. I'm just saying a 6. I mean, it's good. It's not bad. I was able to watch it without cringing, but 6 out of 10 is on this episode isn't bad.
All right.
Sladro gave it a 6 out of 10. Parts Vader, what would you score this episode? We'd love to see what you think of it. So, yeah, but I mean, I'm just curious. I'm kind of like Sladro. When are we going to get Daredevil?
It'd be nice if we could get Daredevil already.
Yep. Watch Orphan back because she is amazing on that show, and I feel like she's good in She-Hulk, but I know she has amazing potential based on.
She's good in She-Hulk too.
Yeah, and here's his rating. I would say 5 out of 10 as well for Parts Vader.
I just wish the show was a little bit more balanced with the comedy and the action and the intrigue.
Mm-hmm.
But this show, it's doing something specific. It's doing its thing. Exactly. Whatever. It's not
exactly.
It's not the worst show I've ever seen. It's not. I see what it's trying to do. I just wish I enjoyed it a little bit more.
Yep. So to round everything off for tonight, Jeffrey, how could they find you? Let everybody give them all the details.
Okay, so Twitter, check me out on Wheeljack83. You can check out my latest reviews, my D23 coverage at 411mania.com.
And you can catch me here on MUSE TV. We have a lot of great things going on that we're working on. So stay tuned. We're going to be making announcements soon. Before I continue with this one, let me get this one comment before I finish off. Does it feel like they are trying to cater to a younger audience? That's why the comedy is tame. But then it's kind of weird because there was that twerking scene and Tinder talk. What do you think?
It doesn't seem that young. It doesn't seem that young skewing, but it seems pretty broad.
Yeah. There is some more relatable. I could see that, but I don't know. It's hard to say with this show. It's it kind of jumps all over. Age group wise, it is like you said. It is a broad audience. But yeah, to continue with the close, stay tuned to MUSE TV. We got a lot of great things coming up. That's the best thing we can do. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the couple new YouTube channels that we've launched. We've launched News by Muse extended interviews, where you can see all our interviews, everybody that we're interviewing to come, and everything like that. And also Destination Extended, which is our extended platform, where you'll be able to see full walkthroughs of all the mazes for this year's Halloween Horror Nights, and other SeaWorld Hollow Scream. And we're putting them up little by little, spreading it out throughout the Halloween season. So thank you so much again, you guys, for watching. Really appreciate it. Darth Vader, welcome to joining us with being a part of it. Thank you. That's great. You had a great time. And don't forget, on Tuesday, we are back 11 p.m. for the Andor watch party and after show for episode 4 of Andor. And we'll be back next Wednesday for episode 7 of She-Hulk. So we'll see you next time here on MUSE TV.